Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when you realize they never cared. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. Yes, subscribe and share. So I'll jump right into it. When you realize they never cared, I'm referring to the narcissist. It takes many people an awful long time to realize and to wrap their head around that the narcissist never cared about not only you, but about anybody other than themselves. The narcissist looked and or looks at people as opportunities. They look at people as ways to take advantage of. And the narcissist goes throughout their life trying to always elevate a little bit higher and have someone else pave or pay their way through life. That is why so frequently on the channel I suggest when you finally get that light bulb moment, you finally wrap your head around that perhaps you were and or are still in a narcissistic relationship. The path here is to go no contact, block these people, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? If you can't do that, I understand, utilize Gray Rock. But the point being is you want to remove yourself from the four ties of the narcissistic abusive relationship. And what the four ties are, they are the emotional ties, the financial ties, the physical ties, and the spiritual ties. Now, I've coined that phrase and I came up with it a year or so ago, and it's so evident and so true, even more true today than it was in the past, because now people are really understanding that there is a spiritual tie. You see, people can see the physical tie, the emotional tie, we already know what that is, and the financial tie, yeah, that's a whole different concern, but the spiritual tie, which I will not focus so much on in this video, it's real. And it's deep, and it runs very, very dark. Now, these ties need to be broken, and when you finally wrap your head around that, in fact, narcissism is prevalent on the planet, and that you were in a relationship with one, or maybe you're still in one, or maybe you were born into a narcissistic family, when you wrap your head around that, then you understand, okay, I really need to conserve my energy. I need to maintain my clarity. I need to keep my resources, which include my time, my money, my energy, effort, love, empathy, my health, my status. Everything about me needs to be shored up and protected. When you were in that narcissistic relationship, you were giving to a fault. You were believing in the mask. You were believing in the words that the narcissist would tell you. And that was what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to be trusting. The thing is, the narcissist sized you up, and they figured out what made you tick very, very early on in that relationship. And they deduced perhaps that you were and or are still an empath, of course. And if they did that, then they said, oh my gosh, this person doesn't even know their value or their worth. I can string them along as I can keep this mask on, and I will slowly extract all of their resources from them right in front of their face. They won't even know what's going on. And just when I think they're getting closer to figuring out who I am, or that I'm not serving them or not benefiting them, or that I flat out don't care about them, I will throw in a little dose of the love bomb / euphoric stage. I will make them feel special, maybe have a quiet weekend, or there'll be a couple days without abuse or without verbal abuse or mental abuse or financial abuse. And this person, which was you, you'll put your guard down and you'll stay stuck in the loop even longer. But then what happens, as it happens in all narcissistic relationships, each and every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. They all break, every single one of them. And you may say, well, not really, Andrew. I've known people that have been in relationships for their whole life. Well, it still will break when somebody leaves the planet, if you get my point. We're all going to leave the planet eventually, and that's when that relationship will break. But my hope is your relationship has ended a lot earlier than that. Now, having said all these things, the narcissist knows what they're doing. They knew what they were doing with you. They just wanted to keep that mask on as tight as they possibly could, and they were acting like they loved you. They were acting like they cared about you. They were acting like they had empathy and kindness and fulfillment and everything. But the longer you were in that relationship, the more the mask began to wiggle and fall off. And you saw toxic behavior more and more the longer you were in that relationship. Go back in time to when you met the narcissist. You probably thought that that person was a very special and incredible human being, and they were the yin to your yang, or your soulmate, or they were kind, loving, whatever you were thinking. But the truth is, they were not. They were a person who was manipulating you and getting you to tell anything you wanted to share with them about yourself. And they would weaponize this against you at a later date. You see, the narcissist is always doing research. They're always doing reconnaissance. They're always trying to learn and figure out who is who and what they can take from certain people. And you were no different. But going back to, as the thumbnail mentions, when you realize the narcissist never cared, they didn't care about you. And I'm sorry, to say this, but it's true. They didn't care about me. They don't care about anybody. The narcissist doesn't care about the legal system. They don't care about the rules. They don't care about paying bills. They don't care about being on time. What the narcissist does care about is, number one, themselves. Number two, themselves. Number three, themselves. And guess what? Number four, on and on, all the way until oblivion, they care about themselves. Side note, what they also do care about is having a cell phone or a cell phone battery charged up so they can manipulate people from as far away as they want to. But what I'm sharing here is when you realize the narcissist never cared, that's a tough pill to swallow. Specifically, if you fell in love with the narcissist, or if you put your trust into them, or if you were born into the narcissistic family and you thought that your mom or dad were, they just had a different childhood, so they passed on their poor behavior onto you, and that's the only behavior you knew. But then you found that needle in a haystack. You got your first light bulb moment. You typed in something into the browser or the search engine. Example, spouse won't talk to me, or why does mom always yell at me, or things like that. And then boom, boom, boom. You got your first light bulb moment. You figured out, oh my gosh, that's what this is. It's a toxic relationship. I shouldn't be being treated this way. What's going on? And then you really go down you learn the definitions in the glossary and the terms on the narcissistic abusive cycle. Example, what is gaslighting? What is stonewalling? What is the silent treatment? How about triangulation, my least favorite thing these people do? What about the smear campaign? You didn't know what that was, and why would you? Because why would you be smearing another person's name? You wouldn't. But you see, the narcissist has been doing this for decades. They're doing it right now. They did it before they met you, and they'll do it in the future, because this is how they control people. This is why they want to isolate people. This is why they want people to become shells themselves. This is why they want to keep people in the narcissistic fog. This is why they keep people being devalued and existing. This is not a healthy place to be. Once you've identified that you're in a toxic relationship, maybe even a narcissistic relationship, and you are in it, being in it 1 minute longer than you need to be in it is 1 minute too long. Play that again. The reason why I'm sharing that is because the narcissist will only get worse over time. They will only deteriorate. They will depreciate. Think of a car when you purchase it and you drive it off the lot. Well, it loses 10, 20, 30% of its value the minute the tires hit the road. At least that's how it used to be. That's the narcissistic relationship. As soon as they know they have you, it depreciates quickly. And usually when it really, really ramps up is the wedding night, or when you have children, or you have a health concern, or your finances take a hit, or you have to relocate, etc. You see, when the narcissist has the upper hand in the relationship, and to be totally blunt with you, they've had the upper hand until they didn't. From the minute they met you, they had the upper hand. You just thought you were in a stable, healthy, reciprocal two-way relationship. You weren't. You were in a challenging, debilitating, toxic relationship with somebody who was trying to take you down for the count. But they failed, and they failed miserably, because you are here in the community and you're paying it forward once your cup is full. Maybe you're in the cocoon of boundaries right now. Maybe you're in the void right now. Maybe you've just got divorced from the narcissist. Maybe you just relocated. Maybe you just rebuilt your network of friends. Maybe you just went back to work. Maybe you just retired. Maybe you are taking a class, teaching a class, reading a book, writing a book, traveling the world. Who knows what you're doing? But my hope is you're doing it without the narcissist. And the narcissist is left in the past. And remember, the further you get away from the narcissist, the smaller they become. The smaller they become, the stronger you become. The stronger you become, the more elevated you rise up, and you become, you ascend higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. And why I'm sharing that is because in so many videos I've mentioned this to you for years now. You are a beautiful, bright, shining light. You are powerful. You are the most important thing on the planet. And the narcissist knew this. I know it, and now you're realizing it. Because what's inside of you is what the narcissist lacks. It's what they needed to fuel themselves for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship. They were jumping on your beautiful, bright, shining light. They were trying to extinguish it. They were trying to take anything they possibly could from you. And they did their best to take you down, but they failed. Now, right now, you may be saying to yourself, well, I don't feel like the narcissist failed. I feel like, actually, I'm in a tough spot. Yeah, I was too. That's why you need to keep moving forward each and every day. That's why you need to journal. You need to meditate. You need to see a therapist if necessary. You need to heal childhood wounds. You need to watch videos. You need to write. You need to process so many things. You need to stay in that cocoon of boundaries until you really believe that you're strong enough. But one of the most pivotal and one of the best things you'll ever do in your life, aside of getting out of the narcissistic relationship, is to go no contact and block them. It will really allow your energy to return. It will allow your clarity to return. It will allow some of your health to return and your finances. And you will see things completely different. You will see things the way they are, not the way you wanted to see them. You see, that's the whole conundrum of the narcissistic relationship. It's as if they put you under a spell in a zombie-like, trance-like state, and you don't know what's going on because you lost your sense of self and you became an extension of them. And they were the puppeteer, and they were calling the shots, and you were doing anything you could to keep peace in the relationship and to keep patching up the holes of that relationship that the narcissist was puncturing. You see, the narcissist was trying to break that relationship. Why? Because they never cared. Once they knew they had you, they could string you along as long as they wanted to until they got the new supply in place, or until you wised up and you got strong enough and you removed yourself. And then you had to go battle the division of assets and custody, etc., or separating yourself from the narcissist. There are so many challenges that each and every one of us have in the relationship and post-relationship. That is why we are all on the healing path. We are all headed in the same direction, simply taking different footsteps. You may be in front of me, you may be right beside me, you may be right behind me, but we are all approaching or have arrived at that pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where we no longer care about the narcissist or any people from that period of time, because we have healed or we are healing, and we've really slowed our life down and taken stock of not only the narcissistic relationship, but other relationships that we were a part of. Maybe our immediate family members are toxic and we're just figuring that out. Maybe our friends of 10, 20, 30, 50 years are toxic, we just figured that out. Maybe it was our neighbors. Maybe it's a person that when we go to work, somebody's not, doesn't have our best interest at heart. But all of these things culminate in a few things. One, they culminate in experience and wisdom, because with your insight and your relationship or relationships that you had with the narcissist, when you couple those together with the education, it equals wisdom. And with your wisdom is a newfound superpower, which is called understanding humanity and realizing that not everybody has your best interest at heart, and that you do come first, second, and third, and that you are the priority. And once you've risen through the ashes like a phoenix and you've come through the fire, and you understand that you had to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and dust yourself off, you are a changed person forever. You see, you can't unsee what you've seen, and what you've seen is a lot of toxicity, most of it aimed directly at you or indirectly at you. And what the narcissist wanted to do was to keep you pining for them, to keep them living in your head rent-free, and to keep you stuck in the fog. The narcissist never thought you would break the shackles. The narcissist never thought you would figure them out. The narcissist never thought you would heal. The narcissist definitely never thought you would block them and regain your energy and regain your clarity and regain your focus. But that's what you've done, or that's what you're doing. So if this is the first video you're ever consuming, or if this is the most recent of perhaps thousands of videos, no matter where you are on the journey, understand that where you are today is not where you will be in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, or in 12 months. Just go back in time. Remember when you met the narcissist, where were you? You were probably in a vulnerable position, first of all, but second of all, wherever you were in life, you're not there now. You're so much further along. Now, in between, yeah, you had to go through the narcissistic relationship. Did you want to do that? No. Did the narcissist walk up to you and give you a 2-page report and say, here's who I am, here's what I've done to so many people before you, here's what I'll do with you, which is basically manipulate and try to destroy you, and it's what I'm going to do once I crumble you up like a sheet of paper and throw you away in the freeway. I'll do the same thing with you, and I'll do it to other people in the future. But they didn't give you that 2-page report. That's why the narcissist wears a mask. That's why they manipulate people. That's why they want people believing in the mask. That's why usually the narcissist has the loudest voice in the room, but not always, but usually. And that's why the narcissist needs people, because the narcissist needs attention. They need adoration. They need to feel important. They don't want to feel like they're less than. The narcissist doesn't want to feel that they don't matter, but the truth is they don't matter. They become smaller than a piece of dirt underneath your shoe once you've healed, and once you really understood that that relationship was something you had to go through. There was no other way. You didn't want to go through it, but you had to, and here you are. You are elevating, you are ascending. Your beautiful, bright, shining light is now visible by the whole world to see. And the narcissist will slither away onto a new supply, or unsuspecting sources of new supply, as I mentioned. And don't think that the narcissist has it so good. They don't. They sincerely don't. They had the best thing they will ever have in you. I know it, you know it, and they know it. The narcissist, many times, they will go from the source of supply when you are in the relationship with them. And remember, you're not a source of supply, you're a beautiful, bright, shining light. But when they're in the relationship with you, they can only go to 3 places. Well, actually, they can go 4. One would be to a toxic person, and that would be another narcissist or worse, and that happens so frequently. 2, they go to a recycled source of supply, somebody who hasn't gotten that needle in a haystack or isn't strong enough to wrap their head around what narcissism is. Or 3, they go to a unsuspecting person who does not know about the narcissistic abusive cycle, and they're probably in a vulnerable spot, and they'll believe in the mask. But the 4th place, and this is a new one, I'm going to put a twist on it here. The 4th place is many times the narcissist doesn't go where you think they're going to go. They go to a basement of a stranger. They go to a basement of their mom and dad. They go nowhere with no source of supply. And these people are the people that I've been talking about recently on the videos in the channel. These are the people that don't shower for a few days. They have spaghetti stained t-shirts. They're playing video games. They have no money. They don't pay any bills. They're leeching off people. They're leeching off anybody that they can, including their immediate family members or their brothers or sisters, or they're renting out rooms with complete strangers. You see, the narcissist does not go off into the sunset. They do not ride off. They do not elevate or ascend. They're stuck in that low vibrational state, and they cannot elevate. What they can do is capture periods of time, people's energy for periods of time, and that's what they did with you, and that's what they wanted to do after you. But don't think for a moment that everything is all puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies post-relationship for the toxic narcissist. That's not the way it is. That's the way it's meant to appear, but that's not the way it is. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the narcissist, as the thumbnail mentions, they don't care about anybody. They didn't care about you. They don't care about their immediate family members. They certainly don't care about the new supply. The thing is, they manipulated the new supply into putting them up or putting a roof over their head or paying their way for the next leg of their life. This is what the narcissist does. They are a parasite and they're looking for a host. And I know that's a graphic example, but it's real. Not every human being has your best interest at heart, and the narcissist is at the top of that list. Not every human being is a kind, loving, stable, healthy, empathetic person like you are. The narcissist is quite the opposite. You see, the narcissist looked at you and they said, oh my gosh, this person has so much value. I'm not only talking money, I'm talking beauty, physical beauty. I'm talking internal beauty. I'm talking empathy, kindness, compassion, caring. Everything about you that makes you you, which is your fingerprint, that's what makes you you. And the narcissist wanted to erase your fingerprint and have you become a zombie, have you become a slave to the narcissist, have you become the unpaid helper or the walking apology or the sounding board. The narcissist needs people like that. The thing is, again, the narcissist doesn't care about people or for people being people. The narcissist cares what people can provide for them. That is why I suggest so frequently, once you wrap your head around what the narcissism is and how it affected you for a period of time, you really need to run for the hills, get as far away from these people as possible. You really sincerely need to get the message. They will only get worse. They will only deteriorate. You will elevate. You will ascend. You will recapture your beautiful, bright, shining light that was put on hold or repressed for a period of time. But now you're ascending and now you're elevating, just like the beautiful birds that are whistling in the background or above me here in the trees. That's a message of abundance for you. It's a message of growth, of promise, of the future, of better days, of days ahead without the narcissist. Understand what I'm sharing with you. You have so much going for you. The narcissist knew this. They're now out of your life, or they're about to be out of your life forever. You need to really, really get your cup full, become super strengthened, super galvanized, and understand that the path ahead, it's your path, and it does not include any narcissistic individual. That bird is really having fun. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you. You are not alone. And remember, the narcissist never cared about anything. They didn't care about you, your kids, your family, anybody. They only cared about what you would do for them. And the narcissist never, ever thought you would figure them out. But you did. And you've broken the shackles and the chains of the narcissistic relationship. And you have healed, or you are healing. So just like that beautiful bird, which is up there somewhere. Oh, there he is. Singing and saying hello from the beautiful Carolinas. I want to let you know I love you. I'm sending you a huge heart and a huge virtual hug. Continue on the path. Continue moving forward each and every day, and understand how important and needed and blessed and resilient you are. You are one of a kind. You are beautiful. I know it and you know it. Leave the narcissist in the past. They never cared and they never will. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye.